Alright, so we're going to start the reassembly here. I have section 9 open, which is the very first part of the reassembly, installing the crankshaft and camshaft. Step 1 says lubricate the cylinder oil seal with engine oil. So I have these nice little brushes around with a little oil in here, and there's a few spots I want to kind of oil up right up in here. I want to oil up in here a little bit where the crankshaft is going to slide in, a little bit on the bearings, and then I want to take a little bit of oil and I want to throw it where the piston's going to go into the engine block. Alright, step 2, make sure the paddles G on the governor shaft is rotated in line with the governor cup and washer F inside cylinder housing A. Wow, that sounds like a lot of information. Alright, so if I step back a little bit and I look at the picture on the previous page, we will see what G, F, and H are and what they look like. And the governor shaft, which is right up in here, this little plastic part right here, with this piece of steel coming through here with this cotter pin up on the top. So this is our governor, and we want to make sure that this is all set and working right. Maybe you want to look at your partner's engine, or your neighbor's engine I should say, see how theirs looks. Make sure this cotter pin did not fall out of here. Make sure that this has a little bit of play and goes up against this gear for the governor. Alright. Step 3, support both ends of the crankshaft J and carefully install into the cylinder housing. So I'm going to take my crankshaft here and I'm going to install it through the hole right here and get this in and pressed in all the way. Be careful because this is very sharp. Okay, we have very sharp stuff right here. The key slots are very sharp and you could cut yourself, so be careful. Slide the cylinder or the crankshaft in all the way, and we are on to our next step. Step 4, install the piston and connecting rod cap as instructed in Install Piston and Connecting Rod Cap found in Section 8.
Oh God, I gotta go back to Section 8?
Wow. This is a lot of reading, Doc.
Oh my God. Alright. Section 8. Assemble piston and connecting rod. Well, ours is already assembled. We didn't have you guys take them apart. There's a little pin here. That'll allow us to disconnect our connecting rod. Also, our piston rings could come off. I took one off. I'm going to show you guys how to take it on / put it off, or take it off. They're all labeled. They all have a mark on them, and they go in a specific spot on the piston. One goes on top, one goes on the bottom, and a specific one in the middle. Okay.
Looks like it says that in the manual.
It does.
Wow.
So DY, and it's marked DY, and that one is marked DY. It's real small. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and install it. Now, I can't just fight it on. If I go and fight it on, these are steel rings and they're very, very brittle. Okay, there's a good chance that I'm going to crack it. They make a tool for it, but I still have to be very gentle with it. So I'm going to take my piston ring, and I'm going to put it in my ring expander, and you can see how it grabs my piston ring and it expands it a little bit. If I obviously go too far, it's going to crack. So I just need to be very, very careful when I'm installing it. So I want to get it around just far enough so I don't break it, and then I can set my piston ring back in to where it belongs. Okay. Now, once my rings are installed, I just want to make sure that the gap, or my ring gap, are opposite. So my top one is facing on the left side of my cylinder, or the right side, so my next piston ring should be opposite. It'll be there. And my last piston ring, excuse me, should be opposite of that one. So they're staggered. Okay, so the opening for my top piston ring is on this side, my middle one is on this side, my bottom one is back on that side, and that's going to help with compression. Okay, back to section 9. We need to also find out our specifications for torquing down our end of our connecting rod here, our cap. Okay, so I have to find another page that has all my specifications for that specific torque. I went ahead and I already made a note of this ahead of time in my notebook. And in my notebook I wrote that it's between 124 and 142 inch-pounds. Okay, I don't want to confuse that with foot-pounds. Okay, foot-pounds is a lot more. We have inch-pound torque wrenches. We have 2 styles. I'm going to show you guys how to use that. Okay, our next step after this is to show you how to use our ring compressor so we can compress our piston rings and we can get our piston installed back into our engine.